and welcome back to Retro Racing for race 4 of season 2 here at Laguna, Seca. Let's have a look at the current championship standings. So Mandalorian leads the way over Mitch in P2. There's a 5-point gap between those two. So let's get ourselves over to qualifying. So qualifying, AFC Guna took pole position. He's really coming on strong. Lex in P2, GBM Allman P3, Steve F1 P4, Tyrone P5, Mandalorian down in P6, Mitch down in P7, Flapjack P8, RJ Cool in P9 and Jules in P10, Stephen in the Ferrari in P11, Sean in the Jordan P12 and JC rounding out the back. So it's time once again to hand over to your commentators, James Shaw and the one and only Justin Dix. Right, so here we go then. AFC Guna on pole position, Lex in the McLaren in P2 as the lights go out. And AFC Guna gets a really good start there. Oldman in P3. Kind of got a little bit squiggly on the exit, but he's up the inside of Lex on the run down towards turn 1. He's got actually a decent run down towards turn 1. Can he take it round the outside in the Ferraris? This is a really good qualifying for Oldman. Really good start. We've usually seen him start midfield to the back, and yeah, this is the first time this season that we've been able to see him up near the sharp end of the grid, as I think JC and the Williams were wheel bagging there. As Tyrone now is on the side of Mitch. Tyrone once again having a really good start to the race, just needs to keep it clean this time out. And he's got Steve F1 up his inside, Justin. Fucking hell, here we go. Tyrone turns in there. Oh, he's got a really good run on the inside of Mitchell's run towards the corkscrew. Here we go. And braking. Got it all slowed down. There is Mandalorian and RJ Cool down in P9. He's got Flapjack in the Williams, the winner last time out. At, where were we? We were in Austria, weren't we, Jack? Yeah, we are, Justin. Yeah. So yeah, AFC Guna round the final corner, and he's got a decent lead. Oldman trying to hang on to the back of Lex in P2. There is Mitch in P4 and RJ Cole coming in pressure now from Flapjack in Flapjack in P9. Sorry. So yeah, this is all getting very close in the midfield. RJ Cole in the Benetton. He's currently second of the Benettons in the championship, so he needs to try and put on a good showing today to try and beat this man, his teammate Steve F1. Oh, Mandalorian on the back of Steve F1. Can he try it up the inside? No, he backs out of it. Steve F1 turns in here, Justin. Fucking hell here, the leaders fly through the first left-hander there. It's a very difficult left-hander because you make a slight mistake, you're flying off the circuit. Oh no, Tyrone up the inside, shoves into the side of Mitch. Luckily, Mitch did not lose control of the car, fly off the circuit, so that's lucky for him. But here we go, we've got Mandalorian all over the back of Steve F1. On the run down the hill, here we go. Oh, he's all over him. Which way is he going to go? Can Steve F1 puts his car in the middle of the road as if to say, you can try it at the inside, but it's going to be bloody tight, I'll tell you that. Yeah, so in the background as well, Mandalorian, he had a decent run there out of the final corner, and this is also bringing Flapjack in on this battle with Mandalorian here. Oh, Flapjack round the outside, can he take this on the brakes? Very late indeed, but I think RJ Cool just managed to hold on to that there in the yellow Benetton. AFC Guna, the race leader, just had a slight wiggle there. This has allowed Lex to really catch him up. AFC Guna goes defensive here. Here we go, Justin. Can Lex take it on the outside? Fucking hell, here we go. Oh, Lex, get him to go and make this move now. He backs out of he carries on. But this Tyrone in P5 all over the back of Mitch. On Flapjack, side by side. Further back, this was the battle for P9. Oh no, Tyrone gets a good run up the hill. He's up the inside. Oh, that's a brilliant move there. Brilliant move for Tyrone. Oh no! That's devastating. He outbraked himself, went on the gravel, and that's just absolutely gone tits up for Tyrone. Indeed it has, Justin. So there we go. There is Lex in P2. He's all over the back now of AFC Guna running through the final corner. Flapjack. Oh, Mandalorian heading. No, I thought Mandalorian heading into the pit lane there, but he wasn't. He was just trying to put Flapjack off, and RJ Cole's just gone round the outside there. Flapjack, and I think that might be RJ Cole the inside. He's getting the slipstream of Mandalorian in front of him. And this is the battle now for This is the battle for P8. RJ Cool in P8, Mandalorian in P7, and Flapjack in P9. So here we go, running through the infield section under the Cooper tyres branding logo, and here we go then, there is Lex in P2. He just needs to try and put AFC Gunner off in the mirrors and try and hang on to him, as Mitch has put himself in the best position to try and claw this championship fight in, as Mandalorian is sat behind Tyrone, so cannot find a way through past Tyrone. Oh no, Mitch has just gone off the circuit, Justin. Ah, fucking hell, I can't believe it. Oh, Mitch, he must have run wide there in the corner before, and that's put Mandalorian right on his tail. He needs to really hang on to this position. Now he's run wide. That's devastating for Mitch. Oh no. Oh, here we go. It's a replay. Mitch turns in. He turns in too tight. Luckily, he kept it out of the wall, and came back on the circuit. But that will be devastating for the Mitch. And now he's behind his title rival. He really needs to beat the Mandalorian today. He does indeed. And there RJ Cool all over the back of Mitch. And RJ Cool now trying to apply the pressure onto the McLaren. Right now, Mitch just needs to completely cover up the mirrors and try and focus on trying to hunt down Mandalorian in front of him, because right now he does not need to be focusing on the cars behind, but to back up at the front jam. Yep, here we go, AFC Gunner. The Ferrari, the GBM almost just run wide. He's just done what Mitch did on the previous lap, just sliding onto the gravel, so that will not be helping his tyres. And Steve F1 in P4, I think he'll have seen that, and he'll be trying to close in as quick as he can as Tyrone. I think, Mandalorian got himself in front of Tyrone, and now Mitch is all over the back of Tyrone. So here we go, and the running towards the final corner, very, very tight left-hander. It's one of them corners where it entices you to take a lot of speed into the corner, but it all gets very tight, and you've got to take a hell of a lot more braking power into that corner. You cannot get in there with too much speed, as Mandalorian tries to have a little look on the outside of Steve F1 as they've really closed in here on Oldman. Steve F1 up the inside. No, Oldman turns in, and here we go. Yeah, Oldman with them tyres that got a little bit of gravel on the previous lap. That's really slowed his progress, and Steve F1's really been able to hunt these guys down, Justin. Fucking hell, back up at the front jam. Here we go. AFC Gunner, he's got Lex right behind him. They've got a decent gap, these two, out in the lead. And then there's third place with GBM Oldman and then Steve F1 in P4. Oh, here we go. Steve F1 in P4. Can he take it up the inside? Yes, he can. Under braking. No. Oldman tries to fight around the outside. Lovely driving from GBM Oldman there. Oh, that was absolutely fantastic driving there. Oh no, here we go. This is RJ Cool up the inside of Mandalorian, and Mitch in there as well. So this is really, really kicking off. I think Mitch around the outside of RJ Cool. That was brilliant driving from the McLaren. No, RJ Cool keeps in front. Oh, this is absolutely brilliant driving here, Jack. He did it, it's Justin. This is just absolutely bonkers. You do not know which driver to look at. Still very, very close. We're 7 minutes into the race. I think some of the guys whose tyres may be going over the cliff, maybe they've pushed a bit too hard. In an instance like Oldman, they're starting to fall apart right now, and they're falling back into the clutches of the drivers who really looked after the tyres. I think, Mitch was on the outside there, Flapjack on the inside. These two absolutely fighting out tooth and nail. This is the battle for P8. Here we go, Flapjack on the outside, and Flapjack gets in front of Mitch. Mitch backs out of it there. Did not fancy wiping his front wing off there. Here we go, Steve F1 on the outside of Oldman here, Justin. Fucking hell, down towards the corkscrew. Edmund turns in, and Steve F1 got a good line there, but it ran slightly wide. There's a car off. Tyrone once again. He absolutely cocks up in the corkscrew, so that's devastating for Tyrone. Now he's got RJ Cool all over his rear wing now, Jack. Indeed he is, but Tyrone's into the pit lane. Mandalorian also into the pit lane, so they were stuck in that midfield battle. I think this is a strategy call to try and get them out of this. Oh, we're getting a bit of a replay. AFC Guna running wide on the corkscrew, and that's allowed Lex to take the lead of the race. That's a brilliant little bit of a move there from Lex. Just absolutely kept his cool and waited for AFC Guna to make a mistake. We're back live now, and there is Lex leading the race with AFC Guna right behind him, Justin. Ah, fucking hell. Oh, here we go. AFC Guna trying to hang on to the back of him as Steve F1 all over the back of Ullman. Cannot find a way past that Ferrari. He's making that Ferrari as wide as, you know, a hippopotamus right now. But here we go. There is RJ Cool. Flapjack on the inside. No, he backs out of it. Thinks better because this is a single far corner. And yeah, I think in the background Mitch was getting a little bit crossed up there in P7. But here we go, back up at the front. This is Lex in the lead. He's probably going to be thinking, is he going to be pitting this lap? I think he is. I think I can see, yeah, out of the commentary box I can see the guys down the McLaren. They're waiting for him, and they're the guys down in the Lotus pit line. But here we go, Ullman carries on for another lap, and he's still got Steve F1 stuck to him like a piece of chewing gum. Cannot let him go. Here we go. He's all over on the side of it. Here we go, under braking down towards turn 1. Ullman leaves the door wide open, and Steve F1 light on the brakes, keeps it all cool, calm and collected. Ullman trying to fight back, but it's too late. He's left that door wide open, and unfortunately Steve F1 just absolutely smashed it in. But here we go, this is a replay, Jack. Yep, so Flapjack on the outside of RJ Cool. RJ Cool runs slightly wide, and Flapjack just did the up and under there. And that were a brilliant move there from Flapjack. Absolutely top draw there. But we're back live now, and there is the battle for P8 with Mitch in P9 all over the back of Tyrone. RJ Cool right in front in P7 in the Benetton. RJ Cole looking up the inside. No, his line's slightly skew with there, running through that corner. This could give Mitch a run up the hill. But as we said earlier, this is a single file corner. You do not want to try and go through there side by side. You're just going to lose heaps and heaps of time. And Steve F1 now leading the race is carrying on. Oldman carries on as well in P2. Flapjack, he's also carrying on in the Williams. And remember, Flapjack is a guy who can really look after his tyres. So expect him to be trying to do a 2-stop today. Mandalorian was the first of the guys who pitted along with Tyrone, and AJ Cole defended into the final corner there, Justin. Ah, fucking hell. Oh, I've got to say, Mitch needs to try and find a way past these two, because right now he's losing hand over fist to Mandalorian, who's down the road in P6, and Mitch still in P9. Mitch needs to find a way past these two. These two just keep fighting tooth and nail, but they're slowing each other down. But crucially, they're slowing Mitch down as well. I'm pretty sure Ron Dennis will be foaming. He'll be saying, you know what, get your foot down, Mitch, and try and find a way through. But I'm pretty sure Mitch is pushing as hard as he can. Indeed he will be, Justin. But there we go. There is Oldman. Oh no, Steve F1 from the race lead has binned it on the run up the hill. And he's aiming the wrong way. Now he's aiming the right way, but his tyres will be absolutely filthy. We've got Stephen there in the second Ferrari. I think he's had a bit of a disconnection issue because his car is ghosting around the circuit, so apologies for that. There's nothing really we can do about it. But yeah, we've got a ghosted Ferrari. Luckily, it's not affecting any of the guys on the way around. But there is GBM Oldman into the pit lane, getting rid of them knackered tyres. And yeah, trying to capitalise on Steve F1's error there. And away he goes. Here comes Steve F1 into the pit lane. I'm pretty sure that Flavio will be foaming with that one. Steve F1 was leading the race, always one of these drivers who is up near the sharp end, but unluckily for him, just keeps getting into random incidents, and yeah, he's not looking too clever right now, but I'm pretty sure he will give it everything to try and fight his way back into this race. We're only 12 minutes 41 seconds into it, and here we go. There is Flapjack leading the race. He has not pitted yet. Lex in P2. He has pitted, so I expect Lex to be catching Flapjack at a vast rate of knots, Justin. Fucking hell, here we go. There's GBM Oldman after his pit stop. He's one of the latest to pits, and he's took his tyres a fair long way. But here we go, there's Steve F1, he'll be devastated down in P8. Oh no, Mitch just got up to P9, so nice little move there on Sean in the Jordan. But here we go, this is a replay. There we go, I think this is Steve F1 out of the pit lane straight away, making a move on Sean. And that was a nice move there on the replay. Nice little move straight out of the pit lane. But yeah, apologies once again for the invisible Ferrari. There's nothing we can really do about it. But yeah, just try and ignore it. That's all we say. But here we go. We got the car coming out of the pit lane. There's Flapjack and Taro on his way around turn 1. Who's going to come out on front? I think this is Flapjack's. Flapjack on the outside. Tyrone on the inside. Oh, Tyrone gets a shove there from the car behind. I think that that might have been RJ Cool. Oh no, that's devastating. It's hit into the side of Flapjack. So RJ Cool slapped into the side of Tyrone, and then Tyrone flew off and slapped into Flapjack. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be a penalty heading RJ Cool's way for... oh yeah, there we go. Stewards notice RJ Cool -3 points for slamming into the back of... it was Tyrone, unfortunately. Ever so slight tap, but once it was off circuit, that was it. The penalty was confirmed. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the Benetton team will be foaming with that one. But here we go, running down the hill. There is Tyrone after his recovery, and there is Flapjack after his recovery. So that's really dented theirs. And here comes Steve F1, and he's also trying to recover as well. So at least these guys near the back have got somebody to fight with, because you know, it would be devastating if they was just trundling around at the back with nobody else to fight. But here we go, Jack, back up at the front. Yep, AFC Guna still absolutely in there with Lex in the lead. Mandalorian getting a little bit squiggly on the outside of the corner, but he's managing to hang on in P3. Yeah, that undercut really did work for Mandalorian. Oldman doing the overcut, and he is in P4. RJ Cole, he's going to be a bit devastated with that -3 point penalty. He can also do a 6-second stop and go in the pit lane to negate that, but I don't know whether he will realise it or not. We will find out. So there we go, there is the race leader, Lex, heading down the hill. He's just passed through the corkscrew, and this is one of them really fast right-hand corners where you can take a lot of speed in, but you do not want to run wide, because any of these corners will be devastating. Once you run onto the sand, the tyres will be knackered for at least a couple of laps, and Mandalorian's trying his best to try and fight with the front two, but it's going to be a bit of an ask, because his tyres, I'm pretty sure, will be starting to head towards the end of their best, as Flapjack really pushing hard there on the outside, just really absolutely giving it absolutely everything, and Steve F1 down in P8. He will be devastated, but as we say, his lap times are still as good as the leaders, if not slightly better. And there is AFC Guna really closing in now on Lex. I think AFC Guna's mad at himself after making that slight little error earlier on that allowed Lex through. And oh, there's another little slight error that's allowed Lex off the leash a few seconds down the road, and I'm pretty sure AFC Guna will start getting quite frustrated with himself with these little errors, because he knows deep down inside he's definitely got the pace to win a race this season and really get in there with this championship fight. But here we go, running down the hill. His teammate Mandalorian leads the championship, and he's running behind him. GBM Altman, one of the best races for himself, currently sat in P4, and he's on some fairly decent tyres still. And here comes Flapjack, the race winner from the previous race out, all over the back now of Tyrone Justin. Ah, fucking hell, he's all over the back of him. Which way is he going to go? Which way? Oh, Tyrone leaves the door wide open. Flapjack looks up the inside now. Tyrone turns in, but this is around towards the final corner. Flapjack up the inside. Oh, he's deep on the brakes. Is he going to leave room? Oh, there was a little bit rude there from Flapjack. Tyrone was not ducking off the track, but Tyrone will be firm with that one. He left the door wide open, and the steward's just giving there a Flapjack an over-aggressive driving warning there for Flapjack, and Tyrone, I'm pretty sure, will not be impressed with that. But yeah, that Tyrone was trying to turn in, but could not turn in because Flapjack was all a little bit locked up. But yeah, the stewards decided not to give a penalty, just a warning slap on the wrist, one more of them, and it'll definitely be a penalty. I'm pretty sure of that. But here we go, we've got Steve F1 all over the back of Tyrone now, Jack. Yeah, indeed, Steve F1 all over the back of Tyrone, but we're back up at the front. Lex is, yeah, AFC Guna has managed to put that little error to bed, and he's all over the back of Lex, and I'm pretty sure these two, every single lap doing pretty much exactly the same lap time. AFC Guna, though, gets a little bit out of shape on the exit of the final corner, and that is devastating. Tyrone still cannot seem to shake off Steve F1 is like Taylor Swift, he's all over him. Tyrone into the pit lane, and Tyrone's pit crew are ready and waiting with a set of tyres. They get to work, and I'm pretty sure Tyrone will be getting a little bit frustrated with a few little errors and people knocking him off the circuit. And he can definitely try and fight back with a new set of boots, as we're now on board with AFC Guna. This is a battle for the lead of the race. AFC Guna up the inside, Justin. Fucking hell, now Lex turns in as if to say, no way through, mate, no way. And running up the hill, here we go. And Elman set in P3, so that means the Mandalorian's pitted. He's in P5, so he's come out in P5 in front of Flapjack, so that is crucial for his race. Oh no, the race lead, Lex just absolutely binned it. No, he's left the door wide open, and AFC Guna goes through, leads the race in the Lotus. Oh, I'm pretty sure Lex will be foaming with himself. Absolutely devastating there. Right, so as soon as AFC Guna has felt them tyres going over their best, he's straight into the pit lane. He does not want to lose any time as AFC Guna leads the race. RJ Cole in the second Benson is into the pit lane as well. Steve F1 carries on, and Mitch is in the background there, still running in P8, and I'm pretty sure, there is Lex heading out of the pit lane, so this might be a little bit close with Steve F1 as he runs down towards turn 1. I think Lex is probably going to come out in front of Steve F1, so that'll be Lex into P5. And we will find out in a few seconds. There is Tyrone coming out of the pit lane, and we're on board with Mitch. And Mitch has just managed to get himself in front of Tyrone. I do not know what's happened. I do not know what's happened to Tyrone. I think he might have had a little bit of an error. He's still not on screen. He's currently running in P9. No, there he is. So I'm wondering what I've seen there. Maybe I'm going Doolally, but I'm pretty sure I could see Sauber coming out of the pit lane, unless I'm just losing my marbles. But there we go. There is Steve F1 in. We're running on board with Steve F1. Flapjack's run wide. His tyres are full of dirt, and this is devastating. Flapjack was right up there, but yeah, he's flown off the circuit. The tyres have gone over the best, and once again, the tyres are absolutely full of sand. And Flapjack will be looking in his mirrors. He's probably going to be heading into the pit lane after that one, but no, he's carrying on, and I'm pretty sure that Steve F1 will be frustrated if he gets stuck behind him. Steve F1, if he wants to try and get himself back into this race, he needs to try and get past Flapjack. We've got a driver coming out of the pit lane. I think that may be AFC Guna. There he is, AFC Guna heading out of the pit lane. We're on board with Lex. This is going to be very, very close as they run through turn 1. AFC Guna, he's come out in front of Lex, so that's a brilliant move there for AFC Guna. The pit guys absolutely doing their job, and they're all absolutely side by side. AFC Guna gets a slight little tap, but this is so close at the pit exit. And Flapjack, after that little error, he'll be kicking himself because he knows he could have been in front of these two with all the tyres still, but at least he will have track position. And Steve F1 sat in P6 watching this all kicking off here as Lex is running. Oh no, where is Flapjack? Flapjack's, oh no, AFC Guna, sorry, AFC Guna out of the pit lane, did the undercut, and he's gone and binned it. So that's devastating for AFC Guna. His tyres will be filthy. They're brand new, but they will be absolutely filthy, Justin. Fucking hell. Oh, I can't believe it. But, yeah, here we go. This is a replay. Flapjack running through the corkscrew. Oh, goes in too deep. Oh, and Steve F1 says, thank you very much, and I'll see you later, mate. But Flapjack trying to fight back. This is live now. Here we go. On the run down towards turn 1. Side by side, the Williams team, the Benetton team will be on the edge of their seat. The Arcells will be munching them. But here we go, Steve F1, can he take it around the outside? No, Flapjack says, nah, chance, mate, nah, you're not coming through. But here we go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Steve F1 will be waiting for another opportunity. And if he waits too long, it may be devastating. But there we go, Flapjack just hit the curb, and I think Steve F1 may have a run on. No, he hasn't got in front. Now he's still a step behind the Williams. But here we go, running up the hill, on board now with Steve F1. And here we go, the very fast left-hander do not want to touch the inside sausage, as you can fly off, as I'm pretty sure we've seen plenty of that throughout the race. But we've still got only 17 minutes left of the race, and there is Lex in P3. He's currently set behind Mandalorian. And Mandalorian, he keeps getting himself up into these positions with, he's just absolutely flying. But I'm pretty sure Lex right now, he only pitted about 3 laps ago, but right now he's all over the back of Mandalorian. He needs to try and find a way through. And GBM Eldman, he's trying to do a longer strategy in the Ferrari, so he's definitely one to watch as well. Lots of different strategies playing themselves out. Mandalorian pitting every 8 minutes, GBM Eldman pitting every 15 minutes, and Lex pitting every 10 minutes. So this is absolutely crazy with the strategies today. Anybody can win, as you can see right now. The guys trying to take the tyres as long as possible, like Flapjack and Eldman right up there. Oh my god, but here we go, FC Laguna. Can he try and get past Flapjack? This should be like taking candy from a baby once his tyres have got rid of all the gravel. And here we go, running up the hill. I'm pretty sure FC Laguna will be booming with himself, Jack. Indeed he will, Justin. Yeah, here we go. And he's still got Steve F1 right behind him. Lex is still behind Mandalorian, has not found a way past Mandalorian as of yet. GBM Oldman, I think he may be heading into the pit lane. Yes, he is. A Mandalorian follows him in. So we've only got 16 minutes left of the race, and here comes Mandalorian and GBM Oldman. So the Ferrari boys, they're in a position where they could possibly win a race. This is going to be their final pit stop, so they're going to try and go 15 minutes. Well, 15 minutes and 30 seconds to be precise. And here we go, AFC Laguna trying to have a little bit of a look up the inside of Flapjack. Thought better of it there. Yeah, that was some very, very on the edge of your seat driving there from AFC Laguna, but he knows he cannot make any more mistakes if he wants to get in for the lead of this race. He needs to try and absolutely nail every single lap. But right now, his tyres are not too old. I think he only pitted 2 laps ago. Here is GBM Oldman in P5. He's going to the end of the race, and there is RJ Cool in P6. He pitted about 4 laps ago. There is Lex, the race leader. He pitted about 6 laps ago. Flapjack's tyres are starting to go over the edges. He pitted on lap 15, and AFC Guna's just gone up the inside of him. That's a lovely move from AFC Guna. And here comes Steve F1, Justin. Ah, fucking hell, here we go. Oh no, here we go, Steve F1 on the outside. Now he's looking all over the back of Flapjack. Which way is he gonna go? Is Flapjack going for the mid lane? No, here we go, into the final corner. Steve F1 turns in, and there is GBM Eldman on brand new tyres. I'm pretty sure Steve F1 will be breaking it when Eldman turns up in his mirrors, Jack. Indeed, he could possibly do, but here we go, Steve F1 up the inside of Flapjack. Flapjack leaves the door wide open. Steve F1 does not go flying in there because he could have possibly slapped into AFC Laguna, so he had to be very, very cautious there with his overtake. And yeah, he's thinking about it. He's trying to put Flapjack off in the mirrors, trying to get him out of shape, and all it takes is one little mistake from Flapjack, and Steve F1 will be through, Justin. Fucking hell, here we go. Oh, there we go. We've got GBM Eldman really burning the pressure on Steve F1 now. Really closing in like a rocket today. But here we go. There is the battle up at the front. AFC Laguna still about 8 seconds now behind Lex. He was fighting him tooth and nail throughout the race, but he had a slight mistake. He's giving away about 8 seconds to Lex in the McLaren. Oh, we go. There's Steve F1 up the inside. Oh no, it's RJ Cool up the inside of Eldman. Eldman's been macked. Mandalorian as well. So Eldman absolutely macked it. Here's a replay on the run through the corkscrew. Right behind Steve F1. Gets a little bit out of shape. Turns in. Oh, there's it. Oh, I think there may be a slight warning there for RJ Cool because that was a little bit naughty there. But still, oh, here we go. RJ Cool's got a Mandalorian on his outside. No, Mandalorian tries up his inside. No, it's not gonna work, Jack. Indeed it won't, Justin. We've got RJ Cole all over the back of his teammate right now. I think the Benetton boys are going to have to make up their minds which driver is the quickest right now. But Mandalorian is right on the back of RJ Cole. He's really pushing like man. Steve F1, I think he's had a little bit of an error. He's gone defensive. RJ Cole on the outside. Can RJ Cole take it around the outside, side by side with the Benetton boys as they run up the hill. Mandalorian right behind them. Steve F1 on the inside. RJ Cole takes it around the outside. Brilliant move there from RJ Cole, and here comes Steve F1. Oh, GBM Oldman also all over the back of Mandalorian. GBM Oldman up the inside. Mandalorian leaves room. Oldman absolutely on the edge of adhesion there, and I think he's lost slightly a little bit of time there, but at least neither of them had any contact. That was a nice little bit of driving to see, and Steve F1 is into the pit lane. RJ Cole carries on, and RJ Cole, I've got to say, props mate, that was a brilliant move on your teammate. Yeah, Steve F1 in the pit lane for the final time with 12 minutes remaining of this race. GBM Ulman in P4. Lex and RJ Cool in P2. AFC Guna has pitted and he's now in P5. So yeah, expect him to make his way back through the field. There is Mitch down in P7. It's been we've not really seen much of Mitch throughout this race, but hopefully he can keep it clean to the end of the race and try and get himself in this battle as Tyrone's up the inside of Steve F1, who just exited the pit lane, Justin. Fucking hell. So Steve F1 in P8, where can he finish? This would be crazy if he could get back up at the front. I don't think he will now, because these guys, a lot of drivers in front of him are going to try and go to the end of the race. Mandalorian's going to try and pit one more time in about 4 laps time, so you know he could be a driver who could you know, he likes to have fresh grip, as much fresh grip as he can get, but it means that he has to push like crazy. That, let's look at them lap times. They're a bit all over the place. 111, 114, 113, 111. God knows. Mandalorian not on his best day. He's up inside and he's took the lead of the race as Lex is pitted in the background. And yeah, so Mandalorian not the greatest drive, but he's in the lead of the race right now with about 10 minutes and 30 seconds to go. So GBM Ulman, he is going to the end and he's in P3. Mandalorian will be pitting again, so even though Mandalorian leads the way, do not expect him to be up at the front near the end of this race. Oh, here we go, Flapjack and AFC Guna side by side. Flapjack on the inside, runs wide, AFC Guna back up the inside as well. This is fantastic driving, Jack. Indeed it is, Justin. AFC Guna up to P5, that is fantastic. Flapjack will be getting frustrated, and Flapjack, I think he's going to try and go to the end as well, as Sean in the Jordan is in the pit lane. Mitch right behind Steve F1 in P7. No, Mitch once again run wide, and that is not going to do his tyres any good whatsoever, and he'll be, I think he's kicking himself. I think he's not been able to get in the zone, because right now he'll be looking, seeing that Mandalorian's leading the race and he's still down in P8, and that will be a kick in the teeth as RJ Cole pits for the final time. Lex carries on. I think Lex is going to the end of the race along with GBM Ulman. Flapjack's also going to the end of the race, and Steve F1's in there in P5. There is Mitch, and I think RJ Cole just coming out of the pit lane. Steve F1 is going to get himself in front with that undercut, and there is Mitch on the run down towards turn 1. I think he's going to hang on to P6. As Tyrone is also in the pit lane here, Justin. Fucking hell, here we go. RJ Cool out of the pit lane, runs slightly wide there, but here we go. There's Mandalorian leading the race from Altman, who's going to try and go to the end. I really do think that Altman could have this race win in the bag right now. He's really good at looking after his tyres this race, and he's running quite well, even though Mandalorian's in front of him, knowing that Mandalorian's going to have to pit. That will be a weight off GBM Altman's mind, but Lex is in P3. He pitted about 5 laps ago, so his tyres are, you know, they're newish, but they're going to be pretty second-hand by the end of the race. But Mandalorian carries on for another lap, takes a lot of sausage on the inside that will not do his tyres any good or his suspension. But GBM Ulman is see the lap time, 1:11, so that's quite fast there for GBM Ulman leading in P2. And there is Flapjack P4, Steve F1 P5, and Steve F1 definitely going to the end of the race. He only pitted a few laps ago. And, here we go. There is RJ Cooley pitted about 2 laps ago. So running through turn 1. There is Mitch running through turn 1. It's all calming down. And I think we've got a Ferrari that was disconnected. It's coming back out on track. And so I think that will be Steven, but he will be so far behind. There's no way on God's green earth that he'll be able to make up any more points, but at least he's on the track. But here we go. This is the calm, I believe, before the storm, Jack. Indeed, Justin, I really do think that this race has got fireworks written all over it, and right now we're just catching his breath because we've only got about 7 minutes remaining of this race. And I think the strategies are about to play themselves out as Mandalorian is in the pit lane for the final time. He's going for the extra pit stop on top of everybody else's, but he's going to have better grip at the end of the race. There is Lex trying to hunt down GBM Ulman, who's trying to take his tyres for 15 minutes at the end of the race. Lex pitted on lap 24. I believe GBM Ulman pitted around lap 20, so yeah, Lex is definitely going to have a little bit of a tyre advantage here, but GBM Ullmann can try and make that Ferrari, that prancing horse, as wide as a hippo as he did earlier on in the race as they run through turn 4 and running down towards turn 5 under the mother's sign. And under braking, you can just tell that Lex has got a hell of a lot more grip compared to Ullmann, but Ullmann gets good traction out of the corner. Tyrone there, or JC, keeps off the racing line. That was good to see there from the Sauber. And yeah, Lex just starting ever so slightly to close in on Ullmann. Ullmann needs to make absolutely no mistakes if he wants to hold on to this win. And yeah, the Ferrari boys will be on the edge of their seat with only, yeah, we're coming up to about 6 minutes of the race remaining. And yeah, it looks like a decent lead, but Lex is really piling the pressure on in that McLaren in P2, Justin. Bagging in, but watch out there. The race winner of the last time out in Austria is in P3, so watch out for Flapjack. He's went. Oh no! Oh no! Lex slammed into the back of Ullmann. Oh no! That's devastating. That is absolutely. Oh, I'm not kidding. I feel like playing the Schindler's List soundtrack because that is devastating for GBM Ullmann. Down in P5, he was on for the win. And he just got absolutely slapped from behind. And here's a replay. AFC Gunner up the inside of, I think that's Mitch. Got the big crossed up there, so AFC Gunner. And here's the replay of the incident with Lex. Absolutely slams into the back. And Lex has been given a -3 point penalty. I cannot believe. That's just crazy. I don't think it was intentional. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that that was crazy. But here we go. As I said, Flapjack, the race winner in Austria, right behind the race leader in Lex. So watch out for that Williams driver. There is Mandalorian on fresh tyres in P4. And so just watch yourself out there, Jack. Here we go. Out of the final corner. Over to you, Jack. Indeed, Justin. Yeah, here is Mitch in P7. He's got AFC Gunner right behind him, but AFC Gunner, he will be kicking himself because throughout the majority of this race he's been up at the front, and how on earth he's found himself down in P8. That is disaster. But Flapjack up the inside of Lex. On the inside, Lex leaves room. Both run side by side. Flapjack up the inside. Brilliant move there from Flapjack. Both absolutely give just enough room, and Flapjack possibly just managed to niggle his way through them. Lex will be frustrated with that one. He will not want to give away this race win. We've only got 4 minutes left of this race. There is Steve F1. He's been overtaken by Mandalorian. Hopefully we will get a replay, but I'm not too sure. There's a lot going on in this race right now, and as I was saying earlier, this looks like the fireworks are starting to heat up right now as I head towards the corkscrew. Mandalorian with the fresh grip. His previous lap time was a 1:10. So let's have a look at the guys up at the front. 1:13, so he's taking 3 seconds a lap out of these guys up at the front. And yeah, running. Flapjack absolutely outbrakes himself side by side through the final corner. Just leave enough room. Brilliant driving from both drivers there. Lex round the outside. Flapjack lost out there. That was devastating. And here comes Mandalorian in P3. He's just about 1 second behind these guys now. So there he is in the background. Flapjack up the inside. Lex leaves just enough room for both to survive, but every single time these guys go wheel to wheel, they're just losing time to Mandalorian, and there he is, he's right on the back of them now. Here we go, Justin, running through turn 4. Back in here we go, there is Lex. Oh, Lex got a little bit crossed up. Flapjack on the inside, running towards turn 5, underbraking. Flapjack takes the lead. Brilliant move once again. Lex will be getting frustrated, and Mandalorian in P3, he will be sniffing for the win here. Oh no, he's just cocked up. He's absolutely cocked up. There's the first proper big mistake we've seen from Mandalorian. But here we go. One of these guys gonna win. Oh, Flapjack runs wide. Lex goes around the outside. Brilliant driving from both. But Flapjack on the he'll be kicking himself once again. Oh, the back end is squealing. The tyres are absolutely giving up, and Steve F1's in there. P3. Steve F1. Oh, he'll be absolutely flying. Flapjack's run wide. Steve F1 up to P2, Jack. Yeah, this is absolutely kicking off. As we were saying, Steve F1, he will not have been at any point thinking he could be possibly on for the win, but he's now up to P2. There is Mitch in P8. And yeah, right up at the front, this is kicking off. Lex leads the race in McLaren. He's got a couple of seconds. Well, he's got about 1 second in his pocket over Steve F1 in P2, Flapjack in P3. And Flapjack's one of these drivers where, when his tyres are a bit knackered, he can still find a little bit of pace. And Mandalorian, I think he's out of this podium battle after running off the circuit on the previous lap. But yeah, here we go. We're at 38 minutes 31, so there's one lap left after this one that we're on currently. So I think we're going to end on lap 33 as Steve F1 runs through the corkscrew, gets a good line there, running down the hill. He's all over the back of Lex. Lex needs to make no mistakes right now. Ron Dennis will be absolutely shitting himself. Does he think that Lex is going to win his first race? Can Steve F1 win his first race? Or is Flapjack in P3 going to do 2 on the bounce? He's all over the back of Steve F1 here, Justin. Ah, fucking hell, here we go! Flapjack on the inside of Steve F1. On the run down towards turn 1. Under braking is all crucial. Can Flapjack brake late, but not too late, because here comes Steve F1 up the inside. Now Flapjack turns in and just leaves enough room. This is crazy. Flapjack up to P2, the final lap of the race. Here we go, Steve F1. Can he try and get the way through? No, Flapjack's focused completely on Lex, and this is really closing up now. Oh, there you can see Flapjack in the Williams, really charging now. Right all over the back of Lex on the final lap where you need to put on a charge. Running side by side. Oh, Lex turns in. He's taking the racing line and the run up the hill. Here we go, Jam. Yeah, here we go. Steve F1 on the outside. There's a run up towards the infamous corkscrew for the final time. Here we go, Flapjack on P2. Oh, Lex gets a little bit out of shape. This could give Flapjack the run as the run down the hill. Here we go. All over the back of Lex. He's going on the inside. No, Lex defends. Here we go, running through towards the final corner. Lex, he's going to have to defend this one. No, he's left enough room. Flapjack goes up the inside. He's all breaking to the left of the front of the circuit. Steve F1 is going to take his race win. This is brilliant. And Mandalorian snatches P2. Steve F1 wins here for race 4. Absolutely brilliant at Laguna Seca. Mandalorian P2. Flapjack, controversial P3. And yeah, Lex will be forming with P4. I'm pretty sure the stewards are going to have to look at this one. This is Flapjack up the inside. Flapjack out of control. Forces the car off the circuit. And that's a minus 3-point penalty. But that will not really help Lex. Lex will be devastated. There's nothing he can do. And he's just absolutely been wiped off the circuit in the final corner. But the race winner out of nowhere was Steve F1. Well, what an absolutely blistering race that was. That was probably one of the most mammoth. Luckily we had a little bit of a gap, about 7 minutes from the end, to catch his breath before the end of that one, but that was crazy. So now let's have a little look at those full race results. Yeah, Steve F1 takes the race win. Mandalorian in P2. You think he was just very, very lucky there, but that just extends his championship lead as we now look at the championship table. And yeah, Mandalorian leads the way. Mitch has took a fair dent today, and yeah, the penalties have been applied. Steve F1, that's really brought him from, I think he was around 20 points. But yeah, an absolutely brilliant haul of points today for Steve F1, adding another 16 to the bag. So make sure that you tune in next week to watch Race 5 Season 2 at Monza GP. That, I'm not kidding, this championship, it's looking like it's going towards Mandalorian, but it takes one little mistake and it could all end up on its ass. Anything can happen in this championship. And I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you all again next week. Goodbye.